Have you discussed your dreams with your partner? And are they supportive of them? You know what?
That's
Very
good.
important.
Yep.
Well. Look what the cat dragged in. A room full of my best friends.
Hi.
It is the 15-Minute Morning Show podcast. Let's see. We have Scary. We have Gandhi. We have Dave Brody. We have Scotty B and Garrett and Danielle.
Hello.
And Straight Nate. Froggy's in the house.
Hello.
Hey, I don't know if you listened to our show today, but we had DJ Envy and Gia Casey on. Of course, married. DJ Envy works down the hall at the world-famous Breakfast Club, the morning show. Their new book called Real Life, Real Love kind of talks about their ups and downs. They had a lot of downs, but it sounds like they've got a lot of ups, right?
Yep.
What a great interview. If you want to catch it on demand, just wherever you hear your podcasts, do a search for Elvis Duran Morning Show. Talk about it. How great were they?
Oh, they're awesome. I mean, I've been listening to their podcast for years, which is called The Casey Crew. And what I've always loved about them is that they've always been open and honest about their relationships. And like you said, ups and downs. And sometimes they'll have a fight like right before the podcast starts. They will push record and they will discuss it right then and there and get through the problem.
It's fresh.
So,
fresh conflict.
And if you're a parent, they have a lot of great a lot of great advice about their children and how they raise them to be good people that respect others, and they do a lot of charity work too. So it's nice to see that they have been very blessed in their lives. They work very hard for what they have, but at the same time they give back. So that's really nice.
Excellent. Again, DJ Envy and Gia Casey, Real Life, Real Love. It really is an amazing interview that we did with them. I'm sure the book is 15 times more amazing. They said in this book, they have the 25 questions to ask yourself before you get married. So these are the 25 questions you ask yourself, correct?
Right.
Shall we go through these and argue?
Yes. I love this
Scary.
stuff.
Ask yourself these.
Oh, my God.
He's got plenty of time.
Do I know what love is? Define it. Do my partner and I have similar definitions of what love is? What is love? Love's that feeling, but can you describe it?
I don't know.
It's a million different answers
It
to that.
really is.
Froggy, what do
I
you
think
think?
it's
Oh, I'm
putting
sorry, go ahead,
somebody.
Gandhi.
Oh, sorry. I think it's putting somebody else before yourself all the time, and I don't know if I'm capable of that all the time.
That is a very challenging thing. Yeah, Frog.
I think it's like you said when we had them on, and I've heard you say this before, and I've had the same feeling that no matter what you're doing, I don't care where it is or where you are, you would rather be doing it with that person, and it would be better because you're with that person. Solely that reason, I think that is love.
Does it make you guys mad that I would much rather be with Alex right now than with you?
No.
I'm actually very
We'd rather
happy
be with
that you
Alex
have
also.
that.
Yeah, of course.
Fuck you, Brody.
He's fun.
What do you want in a marriage? Will I want it for a lifetime? There's a question. When you get married, you do expect it to be a lifetime.
Well, you hope. There are a lot of people that go into it now that go, if it doesn't work, we'll just, go our separate ways. It's really not how you should go into it.
Right.
So you probably should ask yourself that question before walking down the aisle.
It's why I didn't ask for a prenup, because I was like, this is to be permanent, so I don't have to worry about my millions.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
They're nice and safe and sound.
That's right.
And Envy was talking about how early in the relationship, he was very, very insecure. And now he's not. He's very secure. Another question, do I know what I need to feel secure? And do I know what it takes in order for me to make my partner feel secure? So how many times have you been with Lisa, for instance, and she's having her insecure moments, Froggy? Either you can go, oh, here we go again. Or you can try to find ways to make her feel secure. What do? Do you run or do you run into the fire?
I used to do both. I used to do it the first. Oh, here we go again. Great. This is your problem. But now I don't. I realize that part of being in a relationship is if I'm doing something or going to do something that makes her feel insecure, it's not my job. It's something I want to do. I try to make her feel better about the situation, and how can we make it so everybody feels comfortable? And I want her to feel comfortable. I don't want to be like, oh, just get over it. This is the way it is. That's not the way to make somebody feel loved.
Are you secure enough to allow your significant other to be who they truly are?
That's a good one.
This is a good one, because there are a lot of relationships where there's one that just shadows over the other one and does not allow them to be them.
Yep. We used to go out with a couple. Sorry, Gary.
No, go for
it. When she was out with us, she was a totally different person than she was when she was with him. And she wasn't allowed to be herself. And she would say to me, just don't tell my husband I did this, or don't tell him I did this, or I said this because he doesn't like it. And I was just like, but that's you, and you weren't doing anything wrong.
Nope.
How could you? They're not together anymore.
That's very common.
Yeah, it did not work.
I was out with a couple about 6 months ago, and everything he said or started to say, she cut him off and said, no, what he means is, or, you say that, honey, but you know that you don't. Like, she would, like, go against everything he said and, like, interrupt him, and he could do no right. It was so uncomfortable. And it was like a friends of a friends with 3 couples, so it wasn't my friends. I would never go out with those people again because I felt so bad for him that she just crushed him all the time. Terrible. But he put up with it, but she clearly shined over him.
What were we going to say, Garrett?
No, I was thinking that you were talking about, being yourself and making sure your other person gets to be themselves. I think it's a fine dance at first because you don't know. That first date, that first few months is always that like, okay, this is my best person that I think they deserve. And then you kind of fall into that groove, and then you get back to that place of like, this is who I am. So it's like you kind of have to like battle it out to find the true self, personally.
God, I hope they never find out who I really am. There'll be curtains. Why are you so quiet, Nate?
No, I'm just absorbing all of this knowledge. Seriously, like I'm the most newly married person here, so I'm absorbing all of this. It's good to hear.
This was a good one for you and Alex to ask each other. Do my partner and I have similar relationships with money? Because you know how Alex is always telling you, don't spend the money. And you're like, woo, let's go spend the money. But that's how it is in my house, too. So,
yeah, I'm about to say, you and Sheldon should have had that same
I was gonna
conversation.
say, that's kind of like my house, too.
And my house.
Does.
And your house.
Throwing stones in those glass houses. You know what? They are. We hear over and over the number one reason for couples to dissolve: money.
Yeah.
Finances. Finances are number one on the list of reasons why couples don't do well.
Lisa and I had an argument the other day. She went to this grocery store and she bought toothpaste. And then I looked in the garbage can. She threw her toothpaste away. I'm like, wait a second. There's still like 5 or 6 more uses in here. What are you doing? She's like, you are so cheap. I'm like, no, I'm not being cheap. I'm like, you're wasting toothpaste. So I took her toothpaste out of the garbage and I used it. There were 9 more uses in there. 9.
You counted.
Yes.
What was the retail
wasteful.
value of 9 squirts of toothpaste?
Yes.
No, what was the retail value of 9
It
squirts
doesn't
of
matter. It
toothpaste?
adds up. If you did that 10 times, it'd be a new tube.
You need to go shopping with Scotty B because he'll show you how they'll pay you to take the toothpaste.
Yeah, but I
That's
would
fine.
still use it to the very end.
See, I agree too.
Yep.
I would use it.
Yeah, see, I use all.
Do you
I
really?
cut myself. I cut myself trying to. No,
Yeah,
I don't-
Froggy, you need to get a rolling pin and just roll that toothpaste right out of
No,
there.
I asked her. I said, "Do you throw away the toilet paper roll before it's empty? No, you use it till you get to the cardboard. It's the same way with
Good point.
toothpaste."
I'm with you.
Thank
But
you.
Frog, think about the far extreme. Let's just say like you got to the point where you and Lisa are like, okay, we're going to the divorce lawyer, and the divorce lawyer sits you guys down, like, what was the straw that broke the camel's back? And you, out of your mouth comes toothpaste.
Well,
I guarantee there's
happened.
sillier reasons.
my girlfriend divorced her husband
Yes.
because he put ketchup on his eggs.
Whoa.
That was what.
That is bullshit.
I know
No.
there was more to it,
No.
but that was
A house
that
is-
Okay.
was the breaking point.
Yeah,
A
They made
house
the
is
eggs
not
for
built
his
with one
lover.
brick. Okay, there's not one brick that builds any house. It is a bunch of houses. So your divorce house is built upon many bricks. One of mine will be toothpaste.
Stupid.
Okay, what are some other bricks? Give us more bricks that's
Yeah,
going to
come on,
cause
Frog.
the
What's
demise
some
of your
more
relationship.
The one she threw at him.
Spending the spending money on things that we don't need. I mean, like, stuff shows up we don't need.
But you do it too.
No, I don't.
I know you throw her under the bus, but yes, you do. You don't need a new $900 cell phone every time the stupid ass new one comes out.
But
I'm
I
sorry.
use it. But I
Right,
use.
exactly,
But hold on.
same shit.
But I use that cell phone. I can't tell you how many times we have when we go through our closet. There's clothes in there that have the tags on them. Oh, I did you buy this? Yeah. Well, when are you going to wear it? Oh, I decided I didn't like it when I got it home. Well, then why don't you take it back to the store and get your money back? That would have been a novel idea.
Well, we went to
Hold on, there's another brick. Okay, go ahead.
we went to Crate and Barrel, and we got a couple of things, and she bought this dish. She goes, "Oh, this will be great when we have people over or whatever." I can't remember the explanation. I go, "That's going to be like once a year. Like we're buying a dish.
You're prepared just in case.
$100 dish for one time a year."
You have people over once a year?
No. You know what I can't remember. It was a specific type of dish for something. I can't.
Like a gravy boat for Thanksgiving.
Exactly. I'm like, we're never going to use it.
Like when
That's
she
a
comes
gift
home
card.
from Home Goods and she's got all these things. I'm like, hey, what'd you buy? What room's that for? Oh, I don't know. I'll find a place. Well, that means we don't need it.
Yeah. Nate, Nate, the Crate and Barrel dish, that's a gift card purchase. If you have a gift card laying around, you're like,
But there was other stuff we could have gotten.
So you need stuff and you got a plate you didn't need.
There's your first brick of divorce, Nate. You're starting your house.
That's it.
Well, here comes your brick house.
Stack 'em up, Nate.
All right, so, and another question on here from DJ Envy and Gia Casey's Real Life, Real Love book. Have you discussed your dreams with your partner, and are they supportive of them? You know what? Very important.
Yep.
You know, it's one thing to fall in love with somebody because they look great and they're fun to be with and they seem to care about you. But what about the future? What is it they're dreaming about when you're not having conversations? Some people have dreams. I know we all have dreams. We don't always talk about them.
Right.
But with your partner, it's good to know what their dreams are, and then you do things to help them get there.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, my wife.
I think that's
Yeah,
one
go
of
ahead,
the
Gandhi.
most important things as far as relationships go, even if it's just a friendship, is knowing what the other person wants in life and wants out of life. And when you know that, you can support them in different ways and in free ways. Like all of the things that I want in life from somebody else, whether it is a friend or a partner romantically, is the free stuff. I don't want them to buy me things. I don't want any of the material stuff because the free stuff is the priceless stuff. I want somebody to support me and be there, have fun with me, have an emotionally intimate connection with them. That stuff is way more important than, them buying me a pair of shoes or whatever.
That's number 7 on the questions.
What's
Am
that?
I committed to doing the big and little things to make my partner happy and enjoy life with them?
Yes.
That's important.
It's
Sounds
important.
like a pretty good list.
Religion is on this list too, and I think a lot of people don't even think about those things anymore. Are we on the same page regarding faith or lack thereof? And I'll tell you with me, because Sheldon's Episcopalian and I'm Catholic, and it's very close, but I, from the beginning, said, you know how important it is. I really want to raise the children Catholic. And, he understood and he was like, no problem. I get it. So that if that's important to you, that's something you definitely need to discuss as well.
Yep.
Can't just, hey, here's the kids. What are we going to raise them? Like
Right,
you
and then
shouldn't
start-
go
yeah.
into it that way.
Well, look, I want you to get the book. It's called Real Life, Real Love with DJ Envy and Gia Casey. It's pretty incredible. Are you guys, you're good? Are we feeling good?
Yeah, I think so.
We had no toilet humor today. We didn't talk about things that, what I'm saying? No vomit.
We had a
conversation.
grown-up conversation.
We had
do
like
it.
I said, a grown-up
We
conversation.
should do this more
We can do
often.
this.
So that means tomorrow we let loose.
Yeah,
That's
next time we do this, it's all
Yeah,
farts,
yeah.
nothing but farts. Yes.
I got those.
Everyone say goodbye.
Bye.